Hi guys, welcome to Chris and James' Super League chat. This is our first episode, so if you're watching, shares are really appreciated on Facebook. Also, follow us on Twitter, and make sure you use this hashtag, check it out on there, and also on YouTube. I'm James Mullen, this is Chris Woodhead, I'm going to hand it to Chris now.
Right, if you watch the videos on YouTube, make sure to check the links in the description for our Facebook and Twitter. Follow and share on Facebook as much as you can, because we'd like to get the publicity up, because obviously we'd appreciate it. So thank you. And now we'll go over to talking about round 13 of Super League, starting off with Hull Kingston Rovers the Leeds Rhinos, which ended 44-10 to the Leeds Rhinos. I was personally at that game, and after the first 10 minutes or so, Hull were fairly in it, but after that, Leeds ran away with it. There were some super tries, especially one in by Callum Watkins going the length of the field, handing off some big men such as Corey Patterson after a failed kick through by one of the Hull players. So it's a good result for Leeds, and also it's proved a stumbling block there in the past few years, whereas last season it needed a late Kevin Sinfield drop goal to ease the tie for the win.
The Rhinos winning there. As we move on to Warrington Wolves against Bradford Bulls, the Bulls looking to build on their good start to the campaign so far, but they just couldn't do it against a strong Warrington side who defended good sets on their line. Some good tries scored by Chris Riley and Brett Hodgson. So I'm going to hand it to Chris now, and Catalan versus Huddersfield.
Catalan versus Huddersfield was a tough game, but I think the kicking of Danny Brough edged the game. He had a superb solo effort with a chip ball through over the top, which ended up in a try for the Huddersfield Giants. Even though they were behind by 2 points at half-time, they had the strength to come through with only 12 men to beat the Catalan Dragons in a sort of similar situation that Leeds did over the Easter period, where they came from behind against Catalan Dragons with only 12 men for a good length of the game for a good win, and that keeps Huddersfield's chances of finishing top quite high. And now I'll hand you over to James for London Broncos' surprise win against St Helens.
Yeah, shock of the round. London Broncos winning 21-14. The late try from Saints edged an exciting finish, but the drop goal by Michael Witt settled that. And London Broncos end their winless run against St Helens since 2002. It wasn't the best game, quite slow, but good win for London. They really needed that. So.
And over next to Salford City Reds versus the Castleford Tigers, which is undeniably, probably for these two teams, one of the biggest games of their season, because it is a make or break game to decide who will finish bottom. And the Salford City Reds edged it 34-30 after going ahead 16-14 at half-time. Rangi Chase was on top form for Castleford. However, the decisive turning point of the game was the try right at the end by the Salford City Reds, where Rangi Chase for a long floaty pass and it was intercepted by the Salford Reds and they scored. Now that's a crucial win for Salford, which puts them 2 points ahead of Castleford, which is a good cushion for them, looking towards the end of the season and pushing and maybe staying in the licensing period when the next licensing period is in 2015, with teams such as Featherstone and Sheffield Eagles looking to push teams out of the Super League to make a place up there. And now I'll hand you over to James for Hull FC Wigan.
Thank you, Chris. But I want to say Rangi Chase, rumoured obviously, as you all know, Super League fans, to the NRL, and I don't know what they're going to do without him, because he's such an influential player, and his passing ability is just involved in every try. I don't know what they're going to do without him. So
comment in the link how you feel if Rangi Chase would leave. If you're a Castleford fan, if you're not a Castleford fan, how do you think it influenced the way Castleford play and the way they are?
Right, so Hull and Wigan. Hull, one of their best performances of the season against a top Wigan side, but they just didn't have enough in the tank, and Sam Tompkins scoring scintillating try, as always, as he does nearly every game. and shaking hands with some of the Hull fans quite cheekily, and Winners and Wakefield.
Winners Wakefield, possibly what could be a massive win for Richard Agar's team. With this win helping Wakefield push for the playoffs, such as last season, with some spectacular wins as they did last season. Even though they got knocked out in the first round by the eventual Champions League in the playoffs, for Agar's team it was still a massive success just getting there. Seen as Wakefield were one of the teams that were battling for not to finish bottom a few years ago, and recent revivals completely changed them. And this win against Widnes, it was nail biting, with Widnes scoring right at the end and winning by only 2 points. And it was the kicking of Patrick Arban that maybe let them down a little bit.
Yeah. Phil Joseph scoring an amazing try at the end.
Phil Joseph pushed straight through everyone for a cracking try. And Widnes, I'm sure they're down after this because they know they could have won it and they've let themselves down easily.
Disappointing finish though by Wakefield because because
they did take a good lead,
yeah,
and they kind of let it slip a bit.
Fluffed a few chances as well. That's was on goal line.
And that's the roundup of round 13 scores. Now on to the news.
Right, this is called the news roundup. We're going to do this every week, and it's the top news from Super League and the Rugby League world of the week. So let's go. So starting off with
first off, another concerning point for Super League fans is that yet another player will leave the NRL. Warrington Wolves forward Mike Cooper is the latest Englishman to play straight in the NRL after signing a 2-year contract with the St George Illawarra Dragons.
And also Gareth Hock, Lee Mossop leaving for Parramatta, unfortunately. 2 of the best English players we've got. Not good for the Super League, but they'll get some good experience down in the NRL.
I think it'd be good from Steve McNamara's point of view. It may be bad for Super League, but from Steve McNamara's point of view, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. He's in his squad now for the World Cup. He's got players. Gareth Ellis, who's been playing his trade for 4 years in the West Tigers and had an absolutely amazing reputation over there. And there's players like Jack Reed, the centre for the Brisbane Broncos. No doubt he'll be starting at centre alongside either Callum Watkins or Ryan Atkins at this World Cup coming in October-November time. And also, with all 4 Burgess brothers now playing down there, there'll be excellent prospects for the future. And I'm sure if Gareth Hock and Lee Mossop have NRL experience when it comes to the next time playing Australia, New Zealand, we could definitely get a result in.
And there's Pat Richards, over 2,000 points for Wigan, it'll be a massive loss for Wigan because he averages a try every game and clinical goal kicking for the side. Which brings us on to Dragons forward Jason Battieri. Not a good week in the medical room for the Dragons, unfortunately, and he's been put out for the season, which threatens his World Cup campaign. So bad for the French team, and
to be quite unlucky this season with injuries, I think, because their marquee signing Brent Webb, the fullback from Leeds Rhinos, he has been ruled out for up to 6 months with a back injury, which potentially it's forced them to bring in young Morgan Escaray, who's impressed quite well at fullback, and also they've been without the influential halfback Scott Derue, who's still recovering from having a tumour removed from behind his eye.
And which brings us to the disciplinary, and James Mackey. How do you say his name?
How do you say that?
How do you say his name?
Say that?
Wait, he's a new player to Super
James Mendika. Mendika?
That's it, Chris. James Mendika.
James Mendika.
Fullback for London Broncos, been suspended for 2 games. Naughty boy used his feet in a tackle. And also Jordan Tansey, not a stranger to the disciplinary panel of the Super League, as we all know. Grade A ban for a reckless tackle on Danny Williams. And final story, and arguably the most intriguing, SL fans will have a unique opportunity to ask the refs, the men in the middle, the men with the whistle, questions on Twitter. So get asking, hashtag ask the refs, ask the ref to ask.
And that's the roundup of the news for the recent times.
Scrambling defence from Andrew Dixon and company. Bullet pass to Carney from Chase underneath the would-be tackle, and Justin Carney goes in for the second Castleford try.
Tonight, especially Wakefield. If they go down tonight, they can really struggle. They will struggle. But beautiful play on that Willard right-hand side.
And Dean Collis with a hack forward, looking for Paul Ayton, and he has picked the pocket of the Widnes defender, and Ayton goes over for the first.
Right, finally, a look ahead to next round's fixtures. Looking to be a good round, so we're going to start off with Bradford Bulls and the Leeds Rhinos.
Live on Sky Sports.
Yeah, so tune in for that, and it's going to be an amazing game, I think, these two sides. Bradford, shocking last season. They were in the doldrums, and now look at them, in the top 8, 6th place, nothing to lose.
Right, I think the Rhinos will want some revenge, because I remember I was actually on holiday, so I wasn't happy at missing this game over the Easter period, but I remember seeing 18-all and I thought that must have been a good game. And the highlights that I saw, from start to finish, the game started with a try and finished with a try, and it just shows what sort of game it was. It was a good end-to-end game between two massive rivals.
Anyone that watched that game would think absolute great game of rugby league.
And I'm sure this game will be good, but I'm pushing for the Rhinos to edge it.
Yeah, hope for the same, and I hope Bradford obviously will next week out of that.
Right, and next up, Hull FC at home to the London Broncos. Now Hull would see this as an easy win, looking at the Broncos' previous records against teams. Especially away from home, especially look at last week at 21-14 win over St Helens. They've got nothing to lose. Maybe they could put an upset, but I'm going for Hull FC.
I'm going to go for a shot London Broncos win, actually, and saying Hull have got Gareth Ellis back, and that'll lift them, and they've got a few players back, Shannon McDonnell, and London's Craig Gow, so important for them. So he'll have to be on top of his game. So next up, St Helens and Widnes.
I'm going for a Widnes win here. I can't see St Helens winning it, because honestly, with some of the players that they've lost, such as Francis Melly to that silly tackle on Craig Hall against Hull KI in the Cup with a silly high tackle, missing key players such as James Roby as well, and players having to move around everywhere. Johnny Lomax isn't playing. Johnny Lomax is out, could be back, I don't know, will he be? And with players having to move around and having to bring in players from the youth, it's a very youthful setup at St Helens. It could be good, say, 3 or 4 years' time. It could be one of the top teams around, but I'm pushing for a Widnes win because I just can't see St Helens having the strength.
I see your point, since having lost loads of players, but they've been going through a tough time recently, and I think that'll lift them. And Widnes coming off from a loss at Wakefield, and St Helens absolutely pumped for this game. I'm going for a Saints win.
Right, next up, Wigan Warriors, Salford City Reds.
There's only one team that can win this for me, and that's Wigan. Salford, new coach Brian Noble. It'll take some time to gel with the players. He's renowned for his defence, and that'll take time to improve as well. So, yeah, Wigan win.
I'm going for a Wigan win too. It's just one of those games where you just can't see a team winning at all. So Wigan win definitely.
Wakefield and Catalan Dragons will be at that game.
Yep, I shall hope to be attending that game.
And that's also on Sky Sports, so make sure you tune into that. I'm going for a Wakefield win here. A Wakefield fan, so I think we'll come off from another win a witness. So there you go. Let's hope for the best.
Well, you may wonder, being a Leeds Rhinos fan, why I'm going to the Wakefield game. Well, managed to get some free tickets, and that kind of explains it. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare go to Wakefield. It's a bit of a place. Anyway, I am going for a Wakefield win because Agar's men will be absolutely pumped after that. After their recent run of not good but decent form, it could be better, but it also could be a lot worse. So I'm going for a Wakefield win with Catalan Dragons missing a few players. I'm going Wakefield. Although it will be very tight, and it could come down to the kicking games and the half-backs. And next it's on to the Castleford Tigers versus the Hull Kingston Rovers.
Right, so I'm going for just a Hull KR win. I think it'll be quite a close game actually. So yeah, Hull Kingston Rovers win.
I'm going for a Hull KR win. Castleford just don't have the base at all for a winning team, and for the fact that they have to play everything through Rangi Chase. If Chase doesn't form, Castleford don't form, and I think Hull KR, they'll want to bounce back after such a shocking defeat against Leeds. Obviously, they weren't expected to win, but they're expected to put more of a fight than that. So I think they'll be looking to bounce back, and Hull KR win easy.
And another amazing game, Huddersfield Giants and Warrington Wolves. And
I'm going to say Huddersfield because even though Warrington really did embarrass them, what score? I think it was something about 28-2 over the Easter period when they played Huddersfield. Huddersfield, they will want revenge.
Yeah,
and Warrington have been in pretty poor form of late. The win in Bradford was good, but before that, losing to Widnes and putting on a pretty poor show against Wakefield, I think Wakefield should have won that, seeing all the forward passes after. Wakefield deserved to win, and Leeds 28-22 looks like a hard scoreline, but Leeds made hard work of it, and I think Warrington, I don't think they can do it. And also Brett Hodgson only kicking 2 of his kicks against Bradford. It would have been a much more embarrassing scoreline if he could get the ball through the sticks. So I'm saying Huddersfield.
We're sure we're going to this game, by the way. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing game. So Huddersfield did well to come back from a win against the Catalan Dragons with only 12 men, and that'll do good for the spirits. Warrington, they've been bad form recently, so they'll be pumped for it. It'll make for an interesting game, so yeah, it could go either way, but I'm just going for Huddersfield win on that one.
Right, and that is all for this week, but make sure to tweet to us, to like our Facebook page, to like our Twitter page, to Facebook to us, to like the YouTube video, comment the YouTube video, your reviews and everything, and how you think we could make it better.
Make sure you're showing next week.
This is kind of just our...
Hoping for a retweet from Super League UK, so hopefully we'll get that. And
after all, this is just our trial run, so it's the only way is up from here. But
yeah,
it
will get better. Bear with us.
We'd also like to do a little bit of a survey, maybe not next week, but once we get substantial results in for what you think Steve McNamara's team should be for the World Cup and potentially the Exiles game. But I'd say for the World Cup, including Super League and NRL players, we'll go through the backs, the half-backs and the forwards to see who you think with the best combination.
And we'll be releasing our squads next week, so this is our opinion, so if you disagree with any of our opinions, debate that and we'll address them. And so yeah, so that's it for this week. So see you next week. And
this has been Chris and James's
first episode.
Episode number 1, first of many.
So join us next week. See you in a bit.